First out for Mahar. All these years I've been saying Mahar, but turns out there's no R after the MA, so it's Mahar. This is Daisy Vendity up to bat. Strike one. There's one out, nobody on. High pitch, ball two. High pitch, ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. Strike 2, full count here against Venditti. And Daisy Venditti is walked to first. First on base there for Hopkins in the first round of their batting. This is Taylor Berry up to bat. High pitch, ball. We have a runner on first, 1 out. Low pitch, but Daisy Venditti is stealing second and slides in and is called safe. Two balls, no strikes. High pitch. Good job stopping that from the catcher. And Taylor Berry is walked. Now have runners on first and second. And both runners are stealing. Runners advance from first and second to second and third. And low pitch, stopped by the catcher. And low pitch strike. Daisy Venditti dives back to third, but is safe. And a low rolling pitch goes by the catcher, but both runners don't advance. And swing and a miss there for Lainey Bailey. Way ahead of it. Full count here. Runners on second and third. 1 out. And he gets contact but fouled. And Lady Bailey is walked to first. Bases are loaded, and Cassie Mashensky is up to bat. There's one out. Bases loaded. And there goes one of the balloons. Line away from the low pitch, blocked by the catcher. Go. Bases are loaded.
Oh, you gotta tell me about this.
1 out. Very high pitch, and Cassie Mashensky is walked, and Daisy Venditti advances for the first run of the game. Score is bases are loaded. Maggie. High pitch. Ball. Maggie Potter gets some good contact on the popped up in caught by the right field. Oh, another run advances in. One run in. We have Jesse Markowski is up to advance from center to third. One out, runner on third. Just to get some contact on that, popped up, goes, hits the fence. High pitch. Another high pitch, and Mashensky steals home and slides in and is safe. Another run in for Hopkins. Hopkins just got the first out there of the top of the second. A throw to first, getting an out. We're at the bottom of the top of the second. Swing and a miss, strike two. Thank you for your patience, and we worked through all our technical difficulties, so we are back now. Outside pitch ball. And another strike there for Dion. Swing and a miss. Another strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Some contact on that, but foul tip. Some contact again, but foul tip. And swing and a miss. Strike three. Cassie Dion gets the third out, and Hopkins goes into the bottom of the second. Great pitching there for Dion, as Hopkins keeps the lead with no runs scored for Mahar. Temperature's starting to drop a bit. It's dropped around a degree, but it still feels pretty nice, and the porta potty has been cleaned. So if you're coming here, you don't have to go all the way into school. Not as many fans as we saw before or in the past games, but it was senior night, so it's a bit quiet here compared to normal. We have a couple baseball players on the side, some fans in the stands, Hopkins students, but other than that, it's a pretty quiet day today. It was busy last week, it's busy this week, so for both sports, the players are getting a bit tired after all the games they've been playing. The score right now is 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Hopkins doing a good job hitting the first inning, and especially a good job with their defense, not allowing any runs. And Cassie Dion is starting off hitting this inning for Hopkins Academy. She's doing a great job on the mound, and Though she's very young, she's developing very quickly for such a young pitcher and plays with lots of maturity for a very young player. So usually we see Kaylin Zakaitis on the mound, the senior. So we will see now how her hitting does, as though she does hit, she doesn't get as many opportunities as other players. She gets some contact on the high pitch, but it's popped and hit behind the backstop. Pretty high pitch there, but she goes for it anyway. One count, nobody on, no outs. A ball. Three balls, one strike, nobody on, no outs. Bottom of the second. Gets some contact on that and drops right near the second baseman, but she makes the throw, getting Cassie. Oh, actually, Cassie Dion is safe at first. Didn't make the throw in time. Didn't go for the catch either, though it wasn't too far away from the second baseman. She waited for it to drop. Not much movement from the Mahar team. Kind of waited for anything to happen, which is a pretty big mistake defensively. Izzy gets some contact on that hit to the third baseman, who makes the throw. And again, Cassie Dion is safe at second, getting another extra life as she has two very close outs. Cassie Dion's cutting it very close here at first and second. Daisy Vindity up to bat, very high ball, brought down by the catcher. No runners advance. This Hopkins team's very aggressive with any type of pitches that go behind the catcher. Definitely doesn't let the opportunity for steals to go by them. 2-0 count. Runners on first and second. Another really high pitch. Low one on that pitch. And there's a walk. And now we have bases are loaded with Daisy on first, Izzy on second, and Cassie on third. This is Taylor Berry up to bat. Third in the batting order. Taylor brings a lot of power to her hitting. Very high pitch, and all runners advance. Cassie Dion sliding into home and is safe, and runners advance from second and third. Calls time and wipes off this home plate here. One ball, no strikes. Low outside pitch. High pitch, throws down. And Izzy Palmisano is safe at third, though from a very close angle, I think she was actually out. But yeah, we'll keep it on the down low, but she was definitely out on that play. Clearly out. Man, that's... Runner is walked to first. Bases are loaded. And Lainey Bailey is up to bat. Yeah, so catcher threw down on third there, but Izzy had a late dive back and definitely did not get there in time. But as a Hopkins fan, I'm not complaining on that call. If it happened the other way, though, I would not be too happy. High pitch ball is thrown. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases are loaded. No outs. Abby, can you ask him the score? Has any runs advanced? Lainey gets some contact on that, but hit to left. Score is 5-0 here. Lainey Bailey up to bat, and bases are loaded. Low pitch strike, no outs. 2-2 count. Get some contact on that, but hit the third baseman's glove and bounced right over. Taylor slides into third, and 2 more runs advance. Or three more runs advance on. Two more runs. If Taylor was on, bases were loaded, so 2 runs advance there. The score is 7-0. Cassie Mashensky up to bat. Hits Cassidy right in the shoulder. She advances to first, but takes that hit like a champ. No outs, and Maggie Potter is up to bat. Bases are loaded. Her chance to get a grand slam here. It is hit to third base. Lainey slides into third and is called out. But Taylor Berry does advance. Dust cloud coming in. There is 1 out. Runners on second and third, and the score is now 8-0. Just got a good dust bath from that slide in. The field is pretty dusty. Jesse gets some contact on that hit to the third baseman who flicks it, and Cassie Mashensky is out at third. Second out. Runners on first and second. And Lainey Bailey is up to bat. Lily Elliott, they are twins. Lainey and Lily are twins. They wear the same helmet. Look very similar, where their hair almost the same. Lily gets a great hit on that, but it's popped up right to the right fielder, and she makes the catch. That is the 3rd out, ending this inning, taking us to the 3rd. Sun is pretty strong today, so if you are coming to the game, maybe bring some sunscreen. It's starting to get lower, so I don't know if that's a big issue. No rain on its way. It feels around, wind's making it a bit colder. I'd say feels around 65, but the sun makes it a bit warmer, which is nice. Today is May 9th, so we have some fun national holidays today. It's Alphabet Magnet Day, so you can enjoy some fun designs on the fridge. National Teachers Week, actually. So thank you for any teachers who support and work for Hopkins and all around. It's Europe Day, so if you want to celebrate the continent. It is Hooray for Buttons Day. That's a great day. National Butterscotch Brownie Day. National Christina Day. National Lost Sock Memorial Day. Think about all the socks you lose. And for these players, losing a sock is a pretty big deal. I mean, they're more expensive than you'd think, these softball socks. You got to go probably like $15. You got to go to the store, get them, and they're always ripping if you're sliding in. Brushes upon a cleat. You don't want to lose one of those. So we honor all the socks that are no longer with us. National Sleepover Day. It's weird to have a National Sleepover Day on a Tuesday. Don't you think it'd be like on a Friday or a Saturday? You can't really have a sleepover on a Tuesday. It's on a school night. Strike. Cassie Dion throws. Very high pitch there for Cassie. We're at the top of the third. Score is 8-0. Nobody on, no outs. Strike. And strike three. Cassie Dion gets easy 3. Good pitching there for Dion. And no swing for number 6. Get some contact on that and fouls along the first base line. Some contact on that, hit to Taylor Berry, who makes the throw at first base. Getting another out for Hopkins, the second one. 2 outs. Nobody on. Top of the third. Strike, good pitch there for Cassie. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Dion lining up on the mound. And she makes a good pitch, but it's foul tipped. It's very fun to watch her mature as a player. As she's only in 8th grade, so I mean, you have some of these young players who start through a program very young. It's fun to watch them mature as they get older and have a long varsity career. It's a good privilege that our school has to allow players to start so young, because then by the time they're seniors, they're very developed and they have so much experience. And strike 3, Cassie Dion gets another out, sending Hopkins into hit. You have some of these players who start in 7th, 8th grade, and by the time they're in seniors, they've been playing on varsity for so long, playing with such high competition that they advance, and by the time they're older, they are very skilled. And even though it can be hard to have a varsity team full of middle schoolers and 8th graders, you will one day have that team that's full of seniors like this softball team is. And they all played when they were, the majority of them played when they were younger, though their years got kind of mixed up with COVID. It's something that's pretty common at Hopkins, and it's nice. You kind of get that small school feeling. We have a small program here, but not for softball. There's around 40 girls who signed up this year for the teams, and first year in a long, long time we've seen a girls program in general have a middle school team. Last time I've seen a middle school team was my 8th grade girls basketball team, so it's been a while. You don't see middle school teams very often, but the girls team now has a middle school softball team. I don't know the last time that's happened, but it's been a long time, so it's great to see the program flourishing, which is sadly not the case in all of our other sports programs, where it can be a struggle to find players, really, especially players who are truly, you have the passion for the sport, have that drive. So it's great to see that here. Lots of young players, lots of players who've matured. Speaking of Cassie Dion, she's up to bat, first ball on her. She started off Hopkins hitting last inning, so they made it through one full rotation going through. She gets some contact on that, but fouled. She gets some great contact. Good power on that hit. Hit to center field, and she's easily safe at first. Good power on that hit. And not in jeopardy at all of being caught, so you always like to see those home run hits. That's also a really great hit. Underappreciated hit there, a little in the middle hit to between the infield and the outfield. It's something you like to see. Ball against Izzy Palmisano, who's up to bat. High pitch, 2 balls, no strikes. Lucky number 10. I always like to say she picked that because of Mac Jones, but I don't think she did. The ball goes over the catcher's head. Cassie Dion safe at second. There's a lot of other players she could have picked that for. Messi. Jack Grealish. You never know. Izzy Palmisano is walked. Now we have runners on first and second. It's always fun to hear the story behind players' numbers. Not all of them have sentimental value, but of course some of them do. They have stories why they picked their number and how long they've had it. So low pitch. I don't know many people who pick their numbers based off of actual players, but. And the ball goes behind the catchers. Both runners advance to second and third. No outs, and Natalie's up to bat. Didn't see if they made an actual sub or if she's just hitting for someone. But if she's behind Izzy, that would mean she's second in the order, where normally Daisy Venditti is hitting. So in that case, she'd be in center field, where normally She plays left field as Izzy's sub, so inside pitch, and Madeley is walked to first. Bases are loaded. Now Taylor Berry is up to bat. Taylor gets a great contact on that hit along left field. She makes the throw. The left fielder makes the throw, which is dropped by the cutoff. We have a run advancing. 2 runs advancing in. 1 run advancing in. Great hit! Great hit there for Lainey Bailey. Bases are loaded. Abby, what's the score? 11? Score is 10-0. If it was the 5th inning, that would be enough to mercy, but it's not the 5th inning. So the game's on. Bases are loaded. High pitch, Brooke Rochon also making another sub in for Hopkins. High pitch ball. Normally Brooke is in right where Lainey plays, but Lainey's still in the game, so they may just be having these players play in for hitting. But we'll see if they actually play in the field. Brooke gets some contact on that, but foul to the backstop. Three balls, 1 strike, bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Runners advance and steal home. All runners advance, so now there are runners on second and third, making the score 11-0. Pretty early in this game, too. Timeout being taken by Mahar as they collect themselves. And swing and a miss there for Brooke, but it's dropped, 3rd strike. She goes a bit late, so she is. Should have been out, but the first baseman didn't put her foot on the bag, so she's safe. 2 more runs advance in. Brooke a bit late on that drop 3rd run, so very lucky that she's safe on first. Getting another life on the bags. Maggie Potter up to bat. Strike. Her real name's Margaret, but not a lot of people go by Margaret anymore. I've met like 1 Margaret, but I've heard a lot of Maggies, Peggies. Brooke advances from first to second. No outs, runner on second. 1 count. High pitch. And low pitch. Brooke advances from second to third. We now have 1 runner on third. No outs. 3 balls, 1 strike. High pitch. Potter advances to first. There are now runners on first and third. Jesse Markowski, Smackowski up to bat. Low pitch, but called strike. Maggie Potter advances to second. There are now runners on second and third. Get some contact, goes along third, and Maggie threatening to advance to third, stops run, keeping Jesse safe, and Brooke advances, making the score 14-0. Very smart base running there from Maggie Potter. If she decided to go, she'd either be out, or if she decided to stay, the throw would be clear to first. So very good awareness from Potter. Lily makes the hit. Good hit to center field, bobbled by the center fielder. Maggie Potter runs home. The throw going to home, and she slides in, but it's dropped by the catcher. Good throw in center field. Cassiana up to bat. She's made it all the way through. Strike 1. Low pitch, stopped by the catcher. No runners advance. The runners are on second and third. High pitch, throws down, and Jesse dives, or kind of lays down on the base. Wasn't really a dive from Jesse, more like a fall, a graceful fall. I said that last time. She did not like that I said that she fell, but that's the truth. And some Cassidian is walked, but some clear frustration from the catcher here. Izzy Palmisano up to back to top of the order. Bases are loaded. You know what they call her, Grand Slam Zano, so at least I call that. Some contact on that, but fouled by Izzy. Some contact from Palmisano goes past the pitcher, and they kind of take some time. Another 2 runs in for Hopkins. Another heads-up play for Hopkins. Good awareness from Hopkins. As I said earlier in this game, they don't waste any opportunities to steal, so that play, Cassie Dion ran through. The first baseman kind of held Louis, and Cassie kind of saw that, so. And Izzy slowly makes her way to second. Easy steal for her. Again, a very heads-up play. Is I think the big issue here is that Mahar is kind of waiting to make these throws. Swing and a miss there from Adelaide. They're kind of waiting to make the throw, so though it's not necessarily a clear mistake, the throw just takes some time to get there. Hopkins, recognizing that they're not going to make that throw quick, takes the opportunity to advance, which, but of course, besides for the pitches that go back from the catcher, then, I mean, those are pretty obvious steals. If it hits the backstop, they're running. But other than that, players kind of, they're pretty aggressive on the bases. Low pitch. Swing and a miss there. Full count for Adelaide. Runners on second and third. It's been a long inning, but no outs. This inning's been going on for so long. I don't even, feels like 5 innings mushed into one, but fairly certain there's been no outs here. Which is pretty shocking, as it's been such a long inning, not even for like a pop-up. You know, usually you see those fairly common, but bases are loaded. Taylor Berry is up to bat. And Cassie Dion runs back to third and is safe on the throwdown. Taylor Berry up to bat. Get some great contact on that. Great hit for Taylor Berry, hitting the fence. Kind of sitting there for a while, throw not even being made. Throw's finally made to the cutoff, and Taylor Berry stopping at third base. A triple for Taylor Berry. Great hit. And 3 runs advance in. The score here is 20-0, and it's pretty early. And the throwdown is made. Taylor Berry is safe on the dive at third, but again, didn't look very safe. I mean, I'm not much of an ump either, so I can't tell on that. I was more looking at the runner than the actual catch, so I'm not sure when the ball actually received in the glove, but it seemed like she's out again. Kind of the second time Hopkins has gotten away with that. Is it the second or the third? It's only the third inning, but the score is 20-0. The ball bounces behind the catcher, and Taylor Berry steals home. Surprised Hopkins hasn't started to slow down on the stealing here. Score is now 21-0. If I were the coach, I'd kind of slow down on the stealing, but pitch, and Lainey Bailey is walked to first, and she's very heads up on the play, and she easily steals second, and no call on the play, so she is safe. Lainey Bailey always does that. If you see her getting walked, she always takes the opportunity. Barely even hesitates. That time she did great, but normally she barely even hesitates. Kind of runs right past, goes to second. So also something that I find interesting in the captain's territory for next year, as most of you guys probably know, Maggie Potter and Cassie Mashensky were selected as next year's captains on senior night. But next year it has been stated that there will be one more captain, which is really interesting because Cassie Mashensky will be the only senior next year, Maggie Potter being the only full-time sophomore on the team. So there are other sophomores who play softball, but Maggie Potter is the only full varsity player. And excitingly enough, today we see some players coming down from JV supporting on the bench. I don't think any of them are suited up to play, though. I see their uniform top on, but I see they're wearing shorts. So I don't think any of those players will get the opportunity to play, but they will definitely be brought up to tournament and are normally half and half players. Some of them were also half and half players last year, but it's nice to get that extra support on the bench, bring some depth, and provide more opportunities for other players to get in the game, as it's only the third inning here and there's a good lead. So low pitch hits Brooke. Timeout's being called. After the timeout, Lainey's... I think she's running off, so I think she hopped off the base. I'm just taking some time to talk. But Lainey did hop off the base. And now one of the umps is going to convene with the coach. They tell their players to jump off. Brooke swing and a miss. Pretty surprised that they didn't tell the players to stop stealing. Something I thought that would happen. He hopped off the base there, getting the first out from Mahar. Something we do see Hopkins do a lot is when the lead gets early, it's kind of far into hitting, they tell their players to hop off the base, kind of get those outs moving along. Gets some good contact on that, and it is bobbled by the third baseman, and she easily runs to first. Kaylin Zakaitis up to bat. One strike on her. Brooke Rochon is on first. One out. Unsure if they'll tell her to jump off, but great hit there for KZ. Popped up and goes between the center and left fielder as there's a lack of communication. We have now runners on first and second. Good hit there for Kaylin. Slight lack of communication there for Mahar. And Jesse is up. No players steal on the pitch, though it looks like they might have been about to. Very high pitch, but good catch there for the catcher making the throw down. It's been a very long inning. Hopkins has been hitting for a while, and the only out there's been is Lainey hopping off the base. At least I think that's what she did. She did kind of just run off the field, so I hope that's what she did, but if that is what happened, then I don't know why we're having steals and no one else doing it, so. Ball, ooh. Catcher kind of twists her ankle there. I think those might have been the knee savers on her. Sometimes the catchers wear those on pads, make it a bit easier to kneel, but as I've spoken to some catchers, it's not something they do very often. Another timeout is called. There's been a good amount of timeouts this inning. But just while we are waiting, an update on the rest of your world of sports. Man City and Madrid tied in the Champions League soccer match today in a game that was favored for Madrid to win. This is the Champions League semifinals, so pretty exciting game. I am very happy Man City won. So I hope you guys at home are happy too. It's a close game. And it's been an incredibly great season for City. Got a pitcher change here for Mahar. If I were the coach, I'd really probably send off these players off the base, kind of get the game moving a bit. Could have done this a bit ago instead of having them do a whole pitching change, cause all that stress in a game that is already, I don't mean to sound negative here, but a game that's already out of reach almost. I mean, no game's ever over, so it's never good to give up, but in the third, a 21-0 lead is pretty big, so if I probably would have a different coaching strategy there on that. And also in sad news, this will be the last regular season home softball game. Not the last opportunity for Hopkins to play at home looking tournament-wise going into the postseason, but for regular season, this is the last time we'll see Hopkins Academy Girls Softball play on this team, and nothing in tournament is ever guaranteed, so must be, I mean, I don't know how the players are feeling, but maybe sentimental for some of these seniors. Lily Elia up to bat. Some type of drop third strike rule, but Lily is luckily safe at, or unluckily, however you look at, safe at first, making the score 22-0. In the bottom of the third, bases are loaded, and coaches don't seem to be making any moves, telling anybody to run off, stopping steals. There's only one out. Egg is thrown. I mean, somebody do something. Just kind of end this inning. Great contact for Dion, but it is caught by the center fielder. And okay, there we go. The inning's over, but not due to Hopkins calling that. It was due to the pop by confusion where there was no re-tag and great to see this inning end, but it is only top of the fourth. So, I mean, we've been going on for a bit. Pretty shocking code-wise that I didn't see anybody being told to get off base, kind of at least stopping steals. I don't know if they were trying to tell him to slow down or maybe anything, but I feel like that's usually done under player respect. Losing by this much is never easy as the other team. Oh, but now we do get to see some fun changes to the infield and outfield. Some things I didn't expect. We have Brooke at right expected. And instead of Madeley going to left, we have Izzy staying at left and Madeley at center. Unexpected. Jessie staying at first expected. Cassie Dion in center. We have slightly unexpected Lainey Bailey at third. She does play in tournament teams, so I'm pretty sure she's played that position before. But majorly unexpected is Kaylin Zakaitis at second. I've never seen her play second before. I've seen her play pitcher. I've seen her play outfield very often. She does play outfield. So I don't know. Again, on our tournament teams, I'm pretty sure in the other opportunities she gets, she plays. When she's not playing pitch, she plays outfield. So this is going to be interesting to say the least, but you know, in games like these, again, these are learning opportunities, and in soccer, what we do in situations like this when it's up by a lot, let's say the game is like 9-0, to get that last goal, we can only use a header to score. So maybe they're doing something like that. They're just kind of switching up, pushing, making. There's gonna be no way to get better unless you make. These games are opportunities to get better, so you kind of got to make those opportunities for yourself. But just want to say again how shocked I am that they let that inning go on for so long. I mean, I didn't know how much scored. It just kept ticking up. So it will be fun to watch these players play new positions. So we have Lainey and Taylor throwing a rock. We have some serious barking from Mahar, making real dogs bark in houses. So it's good to see they're keeping their heads up. Feels very nice out, actually. 2 balls, no strikes. And Cassie Dion gets a strike there, a swing and a miss. Flowers are bloomed, as I said yesterday, so it's very pretty to see the Flowers. Some tacked easily caught by Lainey Bailey right to her. Beautiful catch. No hesi, as we like to say. No hesitation. No hesi. Good play, Lainey. No hesi. She says no hesi. Don't know if the camera picked that up, but good wave from Lainey Bailey. Strike thrown. So that's 1 out and the top of the 4th. Nobody on. Some contact on that, but dropped foul, pass left. Very different batting stance. I don't see that one a lot. But everyone has what works for them, so. Get some contact on that and popped to left. Outside pitch ball. For anyone wondering, the boys baseball senior night is tomorrow, so come support the boys team, boys baseball team. Be a good match. Get some good contact on that. Goes right past Taylor Berry to left field. Field to Parmesano, who makes the throw into second. Runner is safe at first. It's always nice to support both teams, so we will be doing, also if you can't attend the game, we'll be doing our live coverage from Hadley Media tomorrow here. It's senior night, so supporting the 2 seniors, Cody West and Patrick Fitzgibbons. Swing and a miss. Definitely a lot less than Hopkins Academy seniors, where we have 5. Jesse, Izzy, Daisy, Brooke, Taylor, 5. Kaylin, 6. Yeah, 6 seniors. And Cassie Dion gets a strikeout. That's the 2nd out. Strike. Good pitch there. I like to call her Dijon Mustard. Sometimes just Mustard for short, but low pitch. Ball. Though I'm one for nicknames, the coach of this team, Coach Christopher, definitely is a nickname creator of her own. We have some very interesting nicknames she has. She calls Cassie Mashensky, who's always goes by the nickname Mush, but she calls her Moosh. She calls Taylor Berry. Izzy Parmesano, Izzy Palm. Just kind of sticks with Izzy Palm. And strike 3, runner steals a sec, almost made, but no out there for Hopkins. Close on the execution. And they all run to the sideline. There was no out being made. Maybe was that an out? Oh, that was I didn't think she made the play. Oh, it was strike 3. All right. So the play was made, no play, but that was a 3rd out, ending top of the 4th. So Hopkins is going to hit now. Then that will take us into the top of the 5th, where Mahar will get the opportunity to close up this 21-0 gap, and if they close that lead up by more than if they close that lead, make it around a 9-point lead, which is doable. It's a stretch, but it's doable. So game's not over yet, but if that does happen, then we will continue on the game all all the innings, but otherwise this game will end at the 5th. With the mercy rule, Hopkins been mercying a lot of teams we've seen, so a very powerful team, but also playing, I feel like there are some really good teams in this division. Franklin is very good. I don't think Greenfield's in the division, but they did play Greenfield. But other than that, Hopkins is, I think, deserving of playing in a different league, or at least a league with slightly different competition, but because of our school size, it can be tough to say that. And you know, next year's going to be a very different story too, because we're going to be seeing so many players leaving that I guess it would kind of be pointless to change divisions. Izzy goes for the bunt all the way and successfully is at first. It's very nice. Izzy got in safe. It's not every day you see a successful bunt. Though it seems like something easy, usually it's more for the RBI and not actually for the run. So it's good to see her get in. Goes in for the fake bump, but doesn't do, and no steal, so good on that. It seems almost pointless to steal. Yeah. She goes in for the fake bunt again, but pulls back. Goes in very close to her head, pulls back on the bunt again. Oh, actually called a strike. I guess she didn't pull back enough, but she goes in for the bunt, but doesn't pull back. 2-2 count. And she's very interesting. I mean, the ball was close to her, so maybe it was the fact she was startled that she didn't pull back, but inside ball called strike 3. Are they doing that? I don't think they can do that on purpose. I don't think that's allowed, but maybe to get this game moving. That was a very, very inside pitch. In a normal game, it would be almost comical to call that. I mean, could just be my angle. You know, I'm in the left, so it could look more inside from where I'm sitting. But it did. Goes for the bunt, and she is very fast and makes it safe at first. Another successful bunt for Hopkins. Hopkins, again, as I said before, it's good to, I mean, what's the point in just running up something that you know you can do? It's something that, you know, it's don't practice what you're good at, practice what you need to get good at. So I don't think there's a point in Hopkins just doing this to get easy hits. It's good to challenge yourself, get these bunts in, something that Hopkins doesn't normally have much success with. Runners on second and third. Ball. Lainey Bailey is walked to first, and now bases are loaded. Brooke Rochon is up to bat. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Oh, perfect. Taylor Berry jumps off the bag, gets the 2nd out. Thank you, Taylor, for doing that, taking one for the team. High pitch, ball. Brooke gets some good contact on that hit to the shortstop and missed the throw, but doesn't tag the base, so she is safe at first, and now bases are loaded again. Oh, and there we go. Laney Bailey hops off the base, and that's the 3rd out. Thank you, Laney, for taking one for the team. Laney and Taylor hopping off. Should have been done a lot earlier, in my opinion, but that's just me. Taking us to the 5th. Top of the 5th. Unless Mahar closes this gap, this will be the end of the game here right now. There is a big lead for Hopkins. Abby, what's the score? Score is still 21-0, so they have to get 12 runs to continue this game. Maybe, but don't count the chickens before they hatch. Oh, some mosquitoes are out. The bugs are here. That's a good sign of spring, summer. The bugs. Oh my goodness, let me tell you about the bugs at Hopkins. It's something that just never goes away. And not really in this season, it's not as bad, maybe later into the summer, but the soccer season, it should be illegal how many bugs there are. Honestly, it seems like it's something that would be in a movie. It's pretty wild. I've never seen anything like it before. Especially the bugs like to live in the grass, and when it rains, they soak up the moisture, they sit there, but when the grass is cut, the bugs emerge. It's almost like an apocalypse. I see it like the zombies. You don't want to get bit, you kind of run away, but they do fly in swarms. There was this one game we played this soccer season against Lee. We played it on the JV field because the boys team was also playing at the time, so we were on the JV field that day, and it's worse over there. It was a later game, and I've never seen anything like before. The bugs were wild. We had to take pauses in the game because you couldn't see. We pitch. So bugs are definitely a problem, but I mean, it's just your classic mosquitoes here, some crazy. Get some contact, but fouled. So, if you don't like bugs, it's not ideal to play here on this field, the soccer field. But when we later moved to the varsity field because of bugs, once the boys' game was over, and there were some goal issue games. I mean, it was out of a movie. The bugs were green shirt, plain green shirt. That ball is fouled to Jesse McCowkey. He was wearing a plain green shirt. It looked like it had polka dots, like it was almost a black shirt. And the teeth and the hair, ugh, in the eyes. Strike 3 thrown by Cassie Neon. Good pitching for the young pitcher. She's definitely had a good game pitching, and also games like these are good ways to get younger players to normally start. Pitch to Dion, bobbled, but she makes the throw to first and gets the out. That's a second out. It's a good thing to do as a team, and if there's a game, you kind of get some good experience. Like switch out the players, because obviously your starters, the biggest you train every day, but if you don't get in-game experience, it's really hard to improve. And strike is thrown, especially in softball. It's the on-the-spot thinking, that in-game experience that really makes you better. Swing and a miss. Cassie making quick work. And strike 3. That ends it. Does that end it? They're coming together. That ends it. They're lining up. That's the 5th inning. Hopkins merged this game 21-0. Ended. Time is 5:33, which is pretty early, I'd say. Even though some of the innings lasted longer, this game was fairly quick. Score was 21-0. Great job for Hopkins and Mahar. Great sports. Thank you so much for watching this live cover of the last home game for the rest of the season. Tune in for the boys' senior night. So if you want to support, you can come in person, or you can watch on Hadley Media's YouTube. We will see you for our post-game interview shortly. Hello, everyone. We are with Jace Lanzafami, and she is taking photos for the players at the game. And why do you take these photos?
It's just hobby shooting, to gain experience, I guess.
Yeah, and what do you do to get the best angles, and how do you improve your camera work?
I actually got some tips from someone who takes pictures for yearbook and the such, and I'm new to photographing softball this year, so I just working with the sun makes it pretty hard with some pretty harsh ISOs, and got to work with the white balance and a lot of post editing.
And what's one word of advice you have for people who want to get into hobby shooting?
Just start. It's so much fun. You just start and you just start shooting, and you'll get pictures and you'll figure out what you did awfully wrong, and then you'll fix it next time.
And also, you are junior class president, and you are running prom, which is coming up on Friday. What do you have a message for our Hopkins Academy prom goers this year?
Oh man, it's gonna be a good time. I would say probably look at the pre-photo location before you show up, because it's on campus and you gotta find it. And I would say we're gonna have a great time. There's bottomless sodas. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That sounds fun, and it's hard to plan an event like this. What's one word of advice you have for people who are looking to plan a big event?
Start early. The earlier you start, the smaller the bites you can take, and you'll get through everything. I mean, we're so far planned ahead that we have nothing to do this week, so we're just chilling.
Very great. I'm Cassie Fine. This is Jace, and we are with Hadley Media. Thank you for watching.
Jay's getting an interview for the softball game?
It was a 21-0 win. What was this? Do you have any questions I could ask you?
We could ask about the game tomorrow.
Game tomorrow?
We're playing, we're playing Franklin.
Oh, that's a big game. Big game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Against, or is it away?
It's away.
It's away, so big away game against Franklin tomorrow. What are you gonna do to prepare? Okay, I'll ask you that. Could you talk to him your name? Madeline. Oh, there you are. He needs your name.
Okay.
What's your name?
I think that's fun. That's more of a Hadley interview, not a Hopkins, but not a sports.
So why not?
I mean, it's camera shooting. There's nothing. None of the players are like, I don't.
You can interview whoever you want. I mean, at the end of the day, it's something nice for the town, but also it's like you need something for a portfolio, so why not just do whoever?
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
But she's still, if she was just like a random person off the street, it'd be weird, but she's still like in the community.
No.
Even if she was a random person off the street, that'd be so interesting.
Yeah, be like, hey, did you see this game, or were you just walking by?
What do you like about this place? Why were you walking
Why
by
are you
here?
This is school. Go away. Such a predator. Could win anything.
You ready? Have I ever interviewed you before?
No, you're
It's on this side. Okay, so don't like rush through it. Try not to say yes. I probably won't ask you yes or no questions, but try not to say yes or no. Kind of elaborate on it. And at the very end, he'll count you down, so don't walk away.
Okay.
Yep. Stand up it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and we are with Madeline Gallo O'Connell. She was playing center field today, and there's a huge game for Hopkins tomorrow against Franklin Tech. What are you going to do to prepare yourself for that game?
I think what we all need to do is get a good rest, sleep. We all need to definitely drink a lot of water, make sure we're hydrated. It's gonna be hot tomorrow too. Kind of get into a mindset. We have a big game. That's obviously a really big deal for us, especially in the places for a tournament. So we kind of just have to get ready, make sure we're all loose, and have a good warm up that day.
And you guys have had a busy past couple weeks. What do you do to recover from these tough games, which could be physically tiring?
I mean, we've had a lot of games in a row for the past few weeks. I feel like, again, a good night's sleep is just really the key. Kind of days off, kind of taking practices a little bit slower sometimes. That helps us recover a little bit. But no, I think we all do pretty well handling that stress too.
And you are a very young player for Hopkins. You're only a freshman, but this isn't your first year on the team. Why do you think you have such good success being so young?
I work really hard. I always try my best in practice. So I feel like that's the kind of thing that our coaches look for, just trying our best and potential.
And Hopkins had the senior night yesterday. How do you think that went?
I think that went really well. It was really great for our seniors. They all did super well in the game, and it was a little bit emotional for some of us, but it was really great. We'll definitely miss them.
I'm Cassidy Fiden. This is Madeline, and we are with Hadley Media.